Right.
that's unorthodox or not mainstream. It's attributed to a few things. I feel like me personally, I kind of seen an increase in that a few years ago when we started seeing all this stuff with like Eric Garner, Mike Brown, and the media deciding for the next year and a half that they want to publicize state-sanctioned black violence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Lynchings.
Right. So in particular, it was a protest. It may have even been in Baltimore. I'm not sure if it was in Baltimore or out there in Missouri. But there's a picture of a young woman who all white, facing a line of like officers, and she's holding sage. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, word.
You know
I think I may have seen. Was she light, fair complexion?
Yeah. She's standing out there with the sage.
I saw it.
And I feel like that was like a powerful image. And from there, it's kind of like, we started like, almost going back full circle to rejecting themes, mindsets, and states of being that the oppressors kind of said that it's been okay when it's with the Christianity and stuff like that, and people want to get back to touch more to their African melanated roots of spiritual discovery and expression.
Right.
So I feel like that was a major catalyst for that. With that though, I mean, we have to be like aware, not to just get caught up in stuff that's socially conscious yet trendy. You know, it gotta be something that really resonates in the spirit. Now,
that's real. That's real.
Now, from my personal experience, whatever religion or creed that you subscribe to, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for growth.
Definitely.
Room to like learn more about what you really practicing. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the theory doesn't always match the practice in our walks. You know what I'm saying? So you have people in our community who they sage, you know what I'm saying, they into the crystals, they shouting out the orishas or you know what I'm saying, but then you still ain't moving right, you know what I'm saying, or you still on the foul shit you was doing even when you was quote unquote Christian, you know what I'm saying. It really don't have so much to do with the practice. Is more about the spiritual evolution, you know what I'm saying, really tapping into that is more than surface, you know what I'm saying. It's really resonating about who you are, who you looking, when you look into the mirror, how the Most High speaks to you and how you speak back, and how what you feeding into the universe and how the universe responds to you, because the universe is going to respond to you, not even to how you lie to yourself or what you think you're doing.
Say that again, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's heavy.
That's something that I've had to learn the hard way recently within the last year. You know what I'm saying? I've been, just to be transparent, you know what I'm saying, I've been going through situations, you know what I'm saying, specifically like with my son's mom and things like that. And a lot of that has to do with unresolved issues that I haven't dealt with in myself. You know what I'm saying, spiritually. You know what I'm saying, when you dealing with different people and different energies, especially when you enter in the sexual realm. Now, you know what I'm saying, now on the other side of it, people who still subscribe or identify as Christian or Muslim or walk more of that Abrahamic faith. In the doctrines, they touch on issues of dealing with like sorcery, the occult, witchcraft, divination, and is I take it more as cautionary, because of course they speaking with the spectrum, you know what I'm saying, that's not ordained via whether it be Jesus, or that's not subscribed, like the teachings of Muhammad, but it's just like when you tapping into these powers, when you tapping in to these meditations, to these thoughts, you know what I'm saying, it's very easy and tempting to almost to exalt oneself over the creator. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's not to say, you know, we have spirit. Spirit lives in within all of us, but we also have our, lack for a better term, more devilish ways. You know what I'm saying? So
higher self, lower self.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, like sometimes when we tap in and we have motivations that are not coming from more of a righteous plane of thought, it's very easy to start dabbling in things that are not for the benefit of like the Most High, and we can get lost, like dealing with succubus energy. You know, and for those who don't know, incubus, succubus.
Y'all was just about to ask you. That's new to me, brother.
Incubus, succubus. These are more or less sexual spirits, sexual demons. Some would say.
Wow.
That possess your body, usually while you're in your sleep state, and you end up doing things. And that's something that I personally have experienced. You know, that's why you really have to be mindful who you sleeping with, who you having sexual relations with. You know, and that's something that I'm working to personally master. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we all are, brother.
Because like I said, we in rap slander. This shit hard, yo. This shit is hard. Hey, strap up.
Oh, for sure.
Strap up, but also more importantly, get your mind and your heart straight. Know who you are, and
that's real.
Who you sleeping with, know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Know, because you know we walk around when we having these soul ties and sexual connections with people. We picking up all the stuff they have prior to us interacting. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot to deal with. So like, coming back to the question as far as like, you know, with the divination or the witchcraft. And by the way, when I say witchcraft, I don't mean that in a negative connotation. It's more just like literal what it is. Is definitely important to be aware of how you tap in, and also to people who don't have they shit right. You know, the ways, because one of the most powerful yet the most easiest ways to attack somebody is through sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, you out here doing things and moving in ways that otherwise you wouldn't even move. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yo, it's not a game out here. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
But look, not even touching on the sex thing, but if, you know, we talking about manifestation of things and just like connecting. You know, some people like connecting with ancestors. Well, you know, if you go into scripture and things like that, I'm paraphrasing because I don't be up on certain scriptures all the time, but it's like you have to use your discernment and be able to tell when God is speaking to you versus when the devil is speaking to you. Because thing about the devil, like, the devil ain't some red horn demon. The devil is very attractive and
come as everything you want.
Yeah, it's everything that seemed good is like, you know what I'm saying. So it's really like taking that time to get spiritually in tune. And so when you going into more of your own sorcery and mastery of self, you have to be mindful of that. So me personally, that's something that I know I deal with on a daily basis to kind of find that enlightenment and discernment and really know what the Most High,
that's real,
conscious. You know what I'm saying. So I would just say, for us who want to discover more into the whole spiritual realm that's outside of what's been taught to us as the correct way.
Right.
That we really take time to study, really build with elders who been doing this of all different backgrounds. Because if you only deal with one type of group of people, usually only gonna come with one perspective.
Right. And then I think I had a guest, my homie Laman. He came on here and he was saying, a lot of people think there's nothing else to learn beyond their perspective. And in the process of that, you really limit yourself.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, So that's real. Now, since we're on a spiritual tip right now, I want to talk about music. Do you see a correlation between spirituality and music?
I mean, absolutely. Touching back, like if you talking about the church, you know what I'm saying? Because that's here in the States, at least. That's where most of our foundation of spiritual dealings come from. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in Islam, like, the only music that is acceptable is one giving praise and acknowledgement to the Most High Creator. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but with that, things spread and branch out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When you think about blues, R&B, and we can go down the line, all the other genres that we know now, that all started in the church. You know what I'm saying? All from the chords, because like I believe I was. This is in high school. I took a music class, and then they talk about what was the devil's chord, or devil's thing. Like when you play certain chords, that's invoking
like demonic energy.
Demonic energy, or the thing. But I'm not saying that I personally subscribe to that. You know what I'm saying? I think because there's issues with the church.
Oh,
the church structure too about control, because that's definitely been one of the main forces used to oppress people and do quote unquote the devil's work is right there in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
devil can be in the pulpit.
Right. Often is, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, when it's connecting musically, truth to yourself, as well as just like general relation to others. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about dance music, when we talking about poetry, you talking about just vibrations that move us in a certain way. Because, even though we're spiritual beings, we are also human beings composed of elements of this earth that we're on. So,
Definitely.
It's only natural at the same time to vibrate and resonate with the elements. So it's like, it's a metaphysical type thing when you hear music. That's why it's like, the speakers, when you at a club or a concert and it just beat through the zoom, zoom, you feel it.
Now let me ask you something. What if somebody, because I like to challenge everybody that comes in. So I don't mean no disrespect on
that. Yeah, that's fine.
What if somebody came here right now and said, "Nigga, what you talking about? That's all some spooky shit. That ain't."
I mean, to
back that with something. Like, what you mean? Energy.
I probably just say Google it. I just on my IG story, I just reshared this post to like, it's like, how they do the Twitter memes or whatever. Somebody's like, when somebody say Google it, I feel like it means shade. When I say Google it, it's like, I'm not responsible for your process of like taking the information. Like if I say something,
right,
you want to find out more, I'm just gonna give you my perspective. That's all I'm responsible for. That's real. What I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Google it. If you still don't rock with it, then to each his own. Like right. That has no bearing. Like listen, man, I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? I pay bills. Right. I got shit to do. I don't really get too much. It's weird. It's like the older I get, the less of a fucker I get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't feeling, or because you can find all the research, you still gonna stick to your opinion. Because to me, virtually everything practically is an opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you still, it is what it is. I don't got shit to do with you.
And then I think, what is it? You got cognitive dissonance.
That too.
So it's like I'm presenting you with the facts.
And you still,
yeah,
you know,
you still hold true to your beliefs, even though there's something that completely shatters it. But I want to go to something else real quick. What was the first piece of music you bought?
The first piece of music, I actually was thinking about that. Cause I'm gonna get,
we'll get into that later, man.
But the first piece of music that I guess my mom stepdad gave to me that I was allowed to buy some music. It was Priority. No, yeah, it was Priority Music Rap Masters Volume 1 or 2.
Okay.
So that was like a compilation CD. It was edited because it was very big at the time about no cursing in the house.
For sure.
It was edited, so it was like Eazy-E, Raz Kass, Master P.
Wow, this man said Raz Kass, Eazy-E, and Master P. That's a spectrum right there.
Yes, you know, because they was all on Priority at some
right.
point. So it's like, you know, Straight Outta Compton or Raz Kass and Coolio. They had a song called Drama.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first that I bought on my own. You know, I was stealing money at the time. I was like 14 out of high school. So it probably was like Stillmatic.
Okay.
Or I was buying a lot of like all the joints that I would watch on BT Rap City, The Basement, but I wasn't allowed to buy on my own. Once I started like hustling and stealing money, I was buying like all the, you know, Black Star, Mos Def, Talib Kweli.
So we were from the same era. I got a couple grays, but yeah.
Nas, you know, the J's, the Biggie Ready to Die's. Like I was, you know, that era of works that were highly regarded as like if you wanted to be on, because I was already rapping at that time.
Okay.
To study, I was building like